Hello, this is Lindsay Boggs, and in this last video, I'm going to show you how to make individual approved hours cards for your team. So since the last video, I updated my team to have much cooler names. We have Leia Organa, Luke Skywalker, Betty White, Dorothy Spornak, Darth Clark. We also have Snoke, who I've named Leslie because I didn't know what his first name was, so there you go. We also have Blanche, Devereaux, and Sophia Petrillo. And all of them, with the exception of Blanche, I believe, has posted a sprint log. All right, so they've got their hours completed here and what they estimated. So I can tell, whether they're on ground or online, and now I need to go through and approve them. So to do that, I made some individual cards for each of these to go with these tables. So you will find that in this website. Go to resource files. It is the Canvas Approved Hours Individual Blue and Canvas Approved Hours Individual Red. This is the second take of this video. I did try to open it like this and copy this. For whatever reason, it wouldn't update the check mark in the Canvas shell. It came out as some weird character. So downloading them by clicking and then hitting download will fix that problem. I don't know what the difference is, but I know that works. So, and then again, if it gives you any trouble, just disable your safe browser settings for a second, download it, and put them back. But I've already downloaded mine, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create a page where you can copy these quickly and easily for your own use. So again, you go click your People button, click on your game team, and then go to Pages, which is where you store all of your content. And so here you see our last two tutorial pages. I'm going to go ahead and create another one. And I'm going to call this one Canvas Tutorial. There you see how I had already made one and solved that problem. So with this, I'm going to go to my HTML editor. And I'm going to grab those files that I downloaded. Okay, so let's grab the blue one first. And I'm going to hit Control A, Control C, and then I'm going to hit Control V. And I go back to my rich content editor, check it out. All right, so here we've got a first name and a last name, PDS 300, and then it says on ground. There tends to be more on ground than online, so I don't separate these cards. I just change that to say online while I'm updating them. So let's grab the red card now. So we'll go back to our HTML editor. Give ourselves some space. Doesn't matter there, it's just for visual purposes. And let's open up the red one. Okay, Control A, Control C, come into our HTML editor, Control V to paste, go back. All right, I need some visual space here for me. And now let's make this code accessible so that we don't just have these cards. We have, the actual code here. So I'm going to go enter, and I'm going to make a table first for the blue one. So again, just a header and a content thing, and I'm going to call this HTML blue. Make it bold, and I believe I closed that one. Yeah. All right, so I go Control A, Control C, come over here, make sure it's in pre-formatted, and paste that in there. All right, that looks good. And then hit save, just to check it out. Cool beans. Edit, and we need one more of those for our red one. All right, another space for visual purposes. Insert a table with a header and a content area, and call this one HTML red. Make it bold. All right. This one is the red one. Control A, Control C. All right, come in here, make sure it is in pre-formatted, and Control V. All right, and that looks good. So I'll go ahead and hit save. All right, so now we've got our blue code and we've got our red code. The next thing that we need to do is to grab these things so we can approve our classmates' hours. So the blue table is first. So we'll go ahead and grab this response, Control C, and go back to our sprint log. I've got that one open for a reason, so I'm going to go ahead and click. I'm going to go right click, open a new tab so I can grab this discussion. And close these tabs up, we don't need them. Alright, so I've got my blue template, and now I need to approve these hours. So what I like to do is I will right-click, duplicate this tab, pull it off in its own window, and hit Windows left arrow key, and then I will grab this one, and I will hit Windows right arrow key, so I've got a side-by-side here. The first one on the list is Leia, and she's actually the first person who posted, so that's great. So I can hit reply. I can go to HTML editor, paste that in there, go back to rich content editor, and I can say this is Leia Organa. I would check to make sure that she updated Trello, did her sprint logs, and then I would approve based on that. She's got a 10 out of 10. That's already set up, so I can just go ahead and hit post reply. All right, and then up here, I would edit this to say, 10 of 10. I usually do the check marks last because I like to keep my blue table in my, your clipboard until I'm done with that. But it's good to keep track there. Next on the list is Luke Skywalker. He might be down the list a bit, so if I need to find him, I might hit Control F and search for Luke Skywalker. There he is. I'll look at what he did, hit reply, HTML editor, paste, rich content editor, rename him Luke Skywalker. He's an on-ground student. He's only claiming 9 hours, and we'll go back and check, but for this tutorial, make sure he updated Trello and provided his sprint log proofs, and we will grant him the hours that he claimed, and hit post reply, and click 9 in the log there. Next would be Betty White. I believe I saw her up here. Alright, so I will go ahead and reply to her. HTML editor, paste in my blue table. She's an online student, so I'm going to make sure that says online. And out of 30, she is claiming 27. I will check all of that. If it looks legitimate, we'll go ahead and do that. And her name is, of course, Betty White. And we will post reply. So that's pretty much how you do sprint logs. Let's go ahead and grab the red table real quick. I'm going to check these people off. So Control C on the check mark. And then do click in each cell and do that. And it doesn't need to be bold if you don't want it to be. It's up to you. Control B is the hotkey, by the way, to go for bold or not. Alright, so we'll assume I did Dorothy's. Let's go grab the red table right here. Okay, from the page that I made, my handy dandy Canvas tutorial page. Okay, I've got the red table copied. Go back to my sprint log, approving hours stuff. Here's Darth Clark. So he's next on the list. And this is keeping, since I already alphabetized this list, by the way, it's making sure that all of my responses are indeed alphabetized. All right, HTML editor, paste, rich content editor. His name is Darth Clark. He is an on-ground student, and he worked really hard and worked for 14 hours. You don't get extra credit for working that hard, but it's good to be acknowledged that that's what happened. So he gets a 14 out of 10. He updated his Trello and his sprint log, or his proofs, and there he goes. So he gets that. Leslie Snoke. I'm going to go Control F, Leslie Snoke. Right there. Cool. Hit reply. HTML, paste. And this dude only worked for... I'm not sorry. I mean, I am sorry. He worked for 33 hours. All right, there you go. And he's an online student. All right, so you get the hang of how to use these templates. I like to do the on-ground students first and then the onliners because I can just copy in, from here, and then that data is already there. And then the last one, oops. I had meant for him to be in my example, I had meant for him to be an online student, but that's okay. We'll just make him an overzealous on-ground student with 33 out of 10 hours, and he's been overscoped, and there's a problem that needs to be solved there. But whatever, he worked 33 out of 10 hours. It's an example. We will live with it. Sophia. We will approve hers really quick. And then you can see that she is an online student. There's a reason to this madness and why I'm making you watch me approve hours. Sophia Petrillo. She worked for 24 out of 30. And she updated all of her stuff. Cool. So, from this chart, we can see who has submitted their sprint logs and who hasn't yet. So I can reach out to these people and connect with them before the end of the day on Monday to make sure that they get credit for the work that they did, and that I have the latest information to approve. So it's a nice quick glance to look at. But what it also does is, since I've followed this in in approving, like it's all alphabetized, when I go to like my submissions for this class, like this is my thing, if I refresh it, you can see that the first thing I posted was this table. So that way that's like front and center. When the professors go to grade it, they see that I posted all this garbage because I'm doing a tutorial, and I'll delete that. But that wouldn't be there. That's just because I needed a sample team. But here's all my cards, and they're all alphabetized by last name. So you've got Organa, Skywalker, Betty. Well, they're organized by on ground, and then online, and then by last name. So they can go ahead. The blue ones are for PDS 300. The red ones are for the 400 and 450. So it's nice and organized and colorful and easy to access. So that's the method behind the madness, or the reason behind the madness, and the resources that hopefully help your team. I hope that you get some good use out of that, and good luck with your team this semester. Yeah, bye.